First grade art lesson of the year. Before we get started, I want to just take care of some business from last week. First of all, I would like to thank all the parents who sent their children's name cards. They're awesome. Awesome kids. You did a real good job on them. For those who haven't turned theirs in yet, parents, please have your child finish up the name cards and have them or turn them into me either at my Schoology message or on my email by Friday, September 25th, this Friday. Now, as for today's project, we're going to do something that I would have done with you towards the end of kindergarten last year, but kindergarten got canceled. Well, school got canceled in March, actually, not kindergarten. The whole school got canceled in March and we went online because of the coronavirus, as you know. Anyhow, what I want to do today is I want to do a project that has to do with mixing colors. We're going to talk about primary colors and secondary colors. Primary colors are three main colors here. It's your blue, your yellow, and your red. Those are the primary colors. From the primary colors, if you mix two of the primary colors together, you'll get a third color. I want you to think about what I could possibly get if I mixed red and yellow together. Just think about it for a minute. Or if I mixed red and blue together, what do you think would come up out of there? And finally, what about if I mixed yellow and blue together? What color would we get if you mixed yellow and blue together? The colors, and they do make three other colors here. The two primary colors mixed together make what's called the secondary color. What we're going to do today is we're going to discover what the three secondary colors are. Some of you already know, but maybe some of you don't. Because like I said, I didn't get a chance to teach that last year because we ran out of time in the school year. Anyhow, I'm going to show you I'm going to show you one way to do this project, but you can do it a lot of different ways using a lot of different supplies, and I will explain that to you a little bit later on. But what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make 9 of the same thing to color. Now, the way I did it on this one I'm going to show you is I made a stencil first. I made a stencil of a heart. And then what I did was I took a piece of white paper, just regular white copy paper, and I started tracing mine on there. Now I'm going to show you how it should look up here, and I did this one in marker so everybody can see. But what I did was I traced this shape 9 times in rows of 3. 3 going across the top, 3 going across the middle, and 3 going across the bottom. Now what we're going to do here is this. I know in kindergarten you start, and I know definitely in first grade, you're learning about adding and subtracting. Well, what we're going to do here is we're going to turn this into an addition problem. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But what you're going to do, once you trace whatever shape you want on here, or draw whatever shape you want, or possibly even paint what shape you want on here, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Right now I just got heart plus heart equals heart. Heart plus heart equals heart. And heart plus heart equals heart. Well, that's not very helpful right now. What I got to do though is I got to turn this into an addition problem by using I'm going to use crayons for this. What you use is going to be up to you. What I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to use a primary color here. I'll start with yellow. I'm going to color this heart yellow like this. And because I want this to go fast, and you're having a hard time seeing that right now probably too, because I know sometimes the light does not do too kindly with my yellow. Anyhow, so you don't have to watch me color all 6 of these hearts that I'm going to color. I'm going to just show you the way I want them colored for now. You're going to color these using 2 of the primary colors, but you're going to leave the equal one blank for now. What I want this one to do, first of all, is to have the top one. I'm going to leave this up here for a little bit for you to look at. Top, and in my examples, if you look at my examples on the computer, you'll see where these go to. I'm going to color the top one here with the yellow. Yellow plus blue. The middle one is going to be blue plus red. And the bottom one is going to be red plus yellow. Like an addition problem. And here's why we're going to treat this like addition, because addition, you know, math, addition, when you're adding something, you're putting something together. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to put something together here. First one I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the yellow and the blue together. So what I'll do first of all is I'll color this yellow first. This part you will have to watch me color everything, because this is the fun part. This is the mixing part here. So I'm going to go yellow, 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 yellow. Now, once I got this, and it's important that you color the whole thing yellow so that when I mix it, it still is all one color. I'm doing yellow and I'm going to add blue to it, which I'm doing right now. The yellow is not going to stay yellow anymore, though. And the blue is not going to be blue. As you can see over here, my yellow heart, when I mix it with the blue, is now turning green. How about that? Green is the secondary color that I get when I mix the yellow and the blue together. Next one I'm going to do is the middle one here. I got my primary color blue and I have my primary color red. I'll start off with the blue here. Color it in. Once again, make sure you color the whole thing, because I don't want any white in these, because then it's not going to mix very even if I have white in it. So I got to color this good so that I have it all covered up. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the red and I'm going to add the red to the blue. Let's see what we get here. Some of you probably already know, maybe all of you know. But in case you don't, we'll find out here in a minute. look what I'm getting here. That blue is no longer blue. The blue is turning purple or violet. Sometimes it's called purple, sometimes it's called violet. I usually call it violet, but I know a lot of people call it purple too. Either way, that is my other second secondary color here. Mix the primary color blue together with with primary color red, and you get the secondary color violet or purple. One more to go. Now, this one here I have red and I have yellow. If you're using crayons, like I'm doing here, and color this one yellow first. If, on the other hand, you're using something like you could color this red first if you're using crayons. Red first if you're using crayons. But if you're using something like markers or watercolors, you're going to want to use the yellow first. Because once you mix the red in with it, it's going to turn your color the secondary, or it's going to turn your yellow, it's going to get your yellow dirty and turn it the color that this is going to be here. You got to find out what the color it's going to be. So I'm going to start off here coloring it with the red. Primary color red. And got that all colored in here. Now we're going to go with the primary color yellow over it. And as you can see, my red mixed with the yellow is starting to turn orange. Orange is my third primary color. And that is how mixing two primary colors gets you the secondary colors. And I'll bring this up nice and close where you can see it now too. Not too close, because then that light kind of turns my yellow white there. Okay, that's one way you can do this project, but there are other ways too. And I'm going to just go over them now, and then we'll be done for the week. Another way I did this one here was I used markers. What I did was I actually drew stars first of all with them. I still did the mixtures, same order and everything like that, but I used markers. I drew the stars first, and then I traced the stars with black marker afterwards. It's one way I did that. This way over here was once again crayon, like I think I traced the bottle cap for this one. Pretty sure I did. And then after I colored it in and everything, I did trace everything with black marker just because it's easier to see, and it's easier to see and makes everything neat too. So you might want to use a black crayon or black marker to trace the outside of it once you're done coloring. Now this one here I actually did with paint. I did this one, my D's for my first name. I did these in watercolor. I still did the pluses and minuses. I did those with marker, but the D's themselves I painted with the watercolor. On this one, this is what I mean about, like, if you're doing if you're doing it with watercolor, on the ones you mix, put the yellow in first of all, so your paint doesn't turn. Because if you put the blue in first and then try mixing the yellow with it, when you go to get the yellow off your palette and onto your brush, chances are it's going to turn green. Not on here, well, on here too, but in your paint set. Same thing with the yellow and the red. You want to paint the yellow first and then orange after, or I'm sorry, red after. Another thing, for those of you who are ready, if you haven't ever mixed colors before, I want you to actually mix them. But if you've already mixed them before and you know how to do this and everything, then you could do something like this. These I actually cut, I found these colors in magazines and I cut them out of magazines. The yellow, the blue, the green, blue, red, violet, and red, yellow, orange, were all from magazines. You might be able to see them really up close there. So that's another way you can do this project. Now, parents, this project is going to be due next Monday. I need you to either send it in through Schoology message or through my email by Monday, which I believe is the 28th. Yeah, September 28th. All right, everybody, have a terrific week, and I'll see you next week. Actually, you'll see me next week. Bye.